what I mean?
You try to embrace it,
I don't even know. You
or just allow it.
run alongside it. It's like, yeah, it's like, you know what? I could come in there and be the freedom fighter or whatever, but I'm just gonna end up being that guy, and I'm like, what? My personal security is much.
That
yeah,
guy?
yeah,
I guess
because
so.
we do have that guy in the where they're like, yo, there's Craig,
Yeah.
like. And I was threatening them before on jokes. Yo, I'll call Craig right now and tell Craig there is not enough representation here.
Yeah.
And just let Craig get his shit off and just
he's
agree with
coming.
everything. Yeah. He's the kind of guy would want to change like federal laws and like would spend his money to get to court with a lawyer
Okay.
to check every single page by heart.
Do you not feel like
Even the gray area pages, actually in chapter 4, subsection C, they're not actually clear on whether or not you should die after taking this bullet today. He's one of those. What? So he's kind of scared. It's kind of one of those things like, yo, if I link up with this guy, I might mark myself as nuclear waste forever. Because even the people that should rock with him don't. They're like, bro, I hear you.
don't do it.
But yeah, you're gonna get every one of us messed up in here. But I get it. Shout out to the people that are the squeaky wheels. Shout out to the squeaky wheels.
Spicy like those wings. Good wings, eh?
Yeah, not bad, Craig. I'm running out of ways to turn up though. I think I'm gonna have to buy that chip, that death chip, and put it on your wings. I'm tempted.
I'm down if it's
But you
here,
challenged
I'll try
me.
it.
You told me, look, listen. I knew it would have been an easy way. There's no way you're not gonna be like, not even. Let me just break a little piece off. I'm not. You know what I mean?
You have to just eat it.
You serious?
Yeah.
You would
can't
go-
nibble on that. That's
What?
not its intention.
Nah, I'm taking it back.
It's not. It's not.
Bro, I
its
don't want to see you
intention, bro.
die. You well aware you change color with any variations of your mood.
True.
You know that, right? You
Yeah.
know, as like your superpower. As
I'll be
as
red for like 24 hours.
As a dude I work with, and like they were arguing whether or not he's a ginger, and it's a serious discussion where I lost where his stance was. I'm like, are you? Do you want to be a ginger or no? Right? And then he's like, well, I am, and I'm like, okay, so let them have it. You can't win this one. That's like me being a black guy and be like, nah, I identify as a ginger. That's crazy. And he's like, yeah, we're going extinct, bro. I'm like,
Nah.
That's right. I haven't seen any ginger babies, Craig. I don't know.
I got a few.
You do? Tell me
No,
more.
no,
Tell
no.
me. You see the future? Okay, shout out to the
I
ginger
got a
babies.
few.
This is how we start in the episode, Craig. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're at right now, look up or look down and appreciate where you at. This is episode 53 coming in, Hidden Six Podcast. Let's go. I love when Craig puts the intro in. I'm like, yes. I don't have to go look for the intro because it's somewhere
You
in
know
my
it's
file.
just built in there.
It's somewhere in there. And because now I know the wavelengths, right? So I'm like, okay, boom, there it is.
Same.
Set to
Every
go.
time when I'm mixing, it's funny because I look for all the peaks, the high spots,
Yeah.
and it's always a laugh. So it's like a compilation of us just like,
Just dying for a second.
I love
you know
it.
what? It's
Gotta
a good
love
thing
it.
about going on this audio adventures that you like I always said I didn't know anything about editing audio, just music bumping my heads, and
That's it.
now you can see these things in real time, and you know it's an interesting thing. Craig, how have you been, man?
Bless, sir. Bless. We got some beautiful, not so summer, not so autumn weather. With
Yeah.
a little peak here, though, we're getting a little bit of a hint. We're getting a hint.
The smartum weather.
But we're crashing records right now. Still hitting like the 30s in
Yeah.
September, which is nuts. So I'm enjoying it while it lasts, bro. How you been?
I've been great, man. Busy as ever for some reason. And I always tell I think last weekend I was at a golf tournament and my friend looked at me and they're like, yeah, we're super busy. And it just hit me and I'm like, yes, I'm very busy.
Me too.
But I was thinking that I had more things to do. In my head, I'm thinking that I have more time and I actually want to take on more things to do.
That can be rough. So you need one of two things.
Mm-hmm.
You need to utilize your calendar a little bit more.
I've been hearing
Take
a
it
lot
from
of,
the hypocrite himself.
Why I keep hearing that?
Because it's a thing. Trust me.
Okay.
When
okay.
you know that it
I
gets
do-
bad, no, because you don't want it to. Trust me, Zane.
Okay.
You don't want to look at your what do I have to do today? And be like, oh, chill with Craig.
Like
You start to feel like
Get out of the
I'm
matrix.
not that busy. Like I'm not that. I can't. I have to pencil in friends and I have to pencil in me time. You're literally going to be like, play Destiny 1 hour, start chicken wings 1 hour,
He knows me well.
or 2. You need just like a dedicated secretary. I mean, I now have learned where anything is coming up in future events, the first thing I do is text the wifey. Yo, we got anything on October da-da-da?
She's by the book.
You know, she knows
Yeah,
right away
that's
if
a
there's
plus.
something we're doing, you know?
That's a big plus.
And this also depends on your lifestyle and the people and circle around you because
Yeah.
you'll have that group that are ahead of the game and plan things out. Yo, second week of October,
don't have
let's
that
link
group.
up. And then you
I
get the it's
plan for
Friday night
everybody.
and they're like, yo, Saturday, this is what's going on. And you're like, God damn.
Craig, you're triggering me because I had shout out to Peter and Annette. Love you guys both on their anniversary. We had a boat cruise planned for them, and I remember telling my boy Ray, "Listen, 3 weeks ago, sent him the flyer. I said I did a little flyer to everybody that I know that'll be interested. Right? Sorry, Craig, you didn't get that one. Right? I figured you were busy. Right? Craig can't swim. So after all that, calling him on the day of,
Okay.
calling him up to the
surprise?
2 hours. No, it wasn't a surprise.
Oh, okay.
The person, because
It was a known thing, though. It was happening.
we everybody gets collected. Majority, my crew, we all get collected, and then we all head down.
Okay.
Right. So making sure we have pickup points, where everybody's gonna be ready, you're dressed, get everything out of the way.
Oh, you guys are set.
Right. So
You guys are way ahead of the game.
I always think maybe 10 steps ahead in case things go wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like surprises, right? But I've been humbled this weekend.
What happened?
So I after calling, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna pick up cuz then we're on our way to you. This was like an hour and a half before that.
Okay.
He's like, good. I'm just hopping out of the shower. I'm like, okay, good.
everything's
don't-
everything's going according to plan.
You
What
don't
could
have
go
to
wrong?
do much after hopping out of the shower, right? You could go damn near naked, I bet. 2 hours pass. I know him, so I'm giving them extra time.
Yeah.
Call you, we're downstairs. He's like, you're downstairs? I'm like, I actually called you 10 minutes before and told you I'm leaving my mom's house.
Oh, so you gave him like
and I'm
the
moving
prep
from
of
there.
the prep.
Yeah, bro, blocks apart.
God damn.
Got there waiting 20 minutes.
20?
My cousin's losing his mind. Yo, what's he's like, nah, my cousin likes to make the rule of who needs to get cut.
Isn't this their event?
There's another.
It's like, oh, fuck them.
It was funny. He wanted to cut the guy, Peter, too. I'm like, you can't do that. It's honoring him. He's like, we'll deal with him after. He'll be punished.
You cannot do that.
That story is another talk, right? Because we were actually planning to do a guys' night only.
Oh, okay.
So I actually had festivities plans for only guys' night only.
Mm-hmm.
I may have lost a deposit or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, right? But nevertheless,
rough.
they made it a couple's night. We're gonna do it up anyway. It's not for me. Finally got there. Dude gets there. He sees how I'm dressed. Everybody else does this. They see how I'm dressed, and they think they
All
missed
of a
the
sudden,
memo.
they gotta go.
Yeah, I'm like, no, don't do this. He's like, it's gonna be cold. I'm like, we already spoke about this. You're gonna be on the lake. Don't worry about what I'm gonna wear. I get hot real quick, and I can cool down even quicker.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So don't worry about me. You dress for the weather.
Yeah.
Another 20 minutes passed. He went upstairs and get it. So now, after picking him up, we're about 40 minutes after arriving at his place from leaving. My cousin's losing his mind. I'm losing my mind. Traffic hits. Good Lord, we get downtown. Traffic hits. Good Lord, the GPS is
damn.
like, we're gonna take you on a 2-hour deep tour, son. Shout out to you if you enjoy traffic in your city. We need some traffic hacks.
Some traffic hats?
Like people, someone who knows how you could just metronome yourself and just be like, I love this, rubbing my nipples.
Oh my God. Stuck in traffic? Oh, not a traffic jam.
I can't handle.
Accident ahead.
The
Road work
limit.
closures.
Big fetish.
Traffic hacks, man. I don't know. I don't think there's a hack to. I think it's just like to not rage. That's
Craig,
like quote unquote.
That's
the hack.
not gonna happen.
Whatever you can do
because
to not
I have
rage.
no patience, and traffic is shootouts, bar fights, bad relationship, weddings gone bad. I can do deaths,
It's no problem.
orphanage
Or
on
nothing
fire.
compares to this. No problem.
Traffic,
brother.
however, I yield.
I yield.
I yield. I will bend a knee. Just listen, both knees.
Yeah.
3,000, so I don't get to deal
I
with this
feel that,
traffic.
bro.
Gets there. We had GPSs going left and right, detours here. We get there. Guess what? The boat's not even ready to leave yet.
So you had all the time in the world. Wow.
The
So they did exactly. They reverse psychology you.
Reverse psychology.
So them telling you come here
they
for
pulled
5.
the Zane. They pulled
They
the
say reach
Zane.
for 5. So
But the
you
event's
convince
actually
everyone
at
reach
9.
for 4. Wow, that's smart. That's good. That's good.
However, the war that took place between the friends
Leading up to it?
On the way there,
Yeah.
was terrible. We broke up. We fought. We almost came to blows.
Really?
It was because I planned. So because I'm aware of everybody's habits, I plan around it. But that's what I said. I was
And you're
humble.
cheesing because it's not going according to plan.
Because I planned so we don't
now
do this,
you're
right?
fucking stuck
And
at
the
the
person
mercy.
that's late, they're like, yeah, I dropped the ball. I'm like, no, you threw the ball across the yard with the dog. But
That's
never.
brutal. So okay, boat hasn't left yet. What's everyone's reaction now? Like, is all good? All's forgiven at that
It's
point?
terrible because
Or now
everybody's like,
everyone's all antsy and shit.
Zay's
Yeah, right?
here. So now I have to put on hostess with the mostest face. Yeah.
Oh my God. I totally wasn't just
get
stuck
the
in
bottles
traffic.
out, get the toasting out, pop the champagne, loves,
Nice.
hugs, and kisses for everybody.
You felt better, don't lie.
No, because while this was happening, Ray was chirping me, be like, yo, all that for nothing.
Really? What are friends for,
You
right?
piece of shit.
What are friends for? Am I right? That's
It
an
was a good
interesting
night,
take,
though.
for
I
sure.
enjoyed it. He fell in love. You loser.
Damn, son.
I don't give a fuck. I'll drop this shit right now. You got to stop doing that. You can't get married at every fete we go to, bro. Like they have, I just look at them, even my buddies that I go there, they're extra.
What, you's got to be an ordained minister?
It's
on
terrible.
deck
I'm
just
gonna have to
seal the
walk with
deal?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just to fuck with him.
That fucking
Bring the
hilarious.
Bible out and 2
Yeah.
rings. Like you guys just get it over with.
Just right now.
Because my other buddies were there, which I forgot some of them were on the bill. Because first I was arguing about the bill. It was a lot of DJs on the bill, but whatever. I
Okay.
got sorted out.
Okay, good.
And I'm like, yo, you're here. Are you working? He's like, yes, you should know I'm working here.
It's like you
And
planned
I'm
this.
like, yeah,
You're like, oh,
traffic.
right.
But nevertheless, a beautiful night, guys. Enjoy the time you have with your friends while you have them.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? It was a really, really good night. Everybody had their moment. It was beautiful. I couldn't ask. After all the stressing, and that's what I hated, it was the anxiety of going down there and dealing with the traffic while arguing with my friends about us being late.
You're a
and
bigger
still-
man than I, Zane. because I can't picture.
I did proclaim that he's never getting invited again ever
You
in
had
front
to
of
let it be
everyone
known.
before I popped the bottle. Yeah, it was terrible. We just jousted.
Cheers to never doing this again.
Yeah, and
everybody.
yo, everybody say fuck this guy.
Oh, man.
But they all know us. They know me. They know Ray. They know our relationship. So they're not taking me seriously at all.
Yeah, you know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
they're just
again.
laughing at
Until
me.
next
Yeah,
time,
it's-
right? It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
Because
That's
we
fucking
have more events coming up. So I was just arguing with him about. I told him I'm arguing with you now.
Yeah.
For the future events.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, bro. I've set up where we have events 2 blocks from his house. Anyhow.
Don't worry about it. I learned about compromise
Yes.
last week. So we had arranged to get some engagement photos done. And shout out to my fiance's friend. Thank you for that. She's a great
Big up to the
photographer.
friend.
And she was a little nervous about it because she thought the expectation was too high. And we just said, look, we don't have a major expectation where this is supposed to come out and look like, I don't know, I don't have a comparison here, like professional photography, let's call
Yeah.
it, right?
But
Anyways,
you've seen her work.
she does a lot of art in general, right? But she's really solid with it. It's just a different avenue for her.
Photos.
Well, photos of this, like of an engagement, let's say, right?
Okay.
She's more of like a nature photographer, you could say.
Okay, excuse
So
me.
this had her out of her element a bit, but she was more stressed that we were going to be upset with them or weren't going to like them. So it was like an unnecessary pressure. They came out great, long story short.
There you go.
They came out awesome. It was a lot of fun. But I had to give up my sacrifice to the engagement gods, to the gods, was a forfeit of 2 Toronto Blue Jays tickets in a game where they went 13 innings with the Red Sox.
Listen, man, I'm watching the Blue Jays play all week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what did Craig say the last episode?
Right? I talked bear shit. I had to go see it for myself. So
Wow.
coincidentally, my mom wins Jays tickets. They're like 10 rows from home plate. Dirty tickets too, right? Now, granted, Boston's not necessarily the best team to watch, but it's a good chance for a Jays win. So I text my secretary. I say, yo, what are we doing
And that's
on
it.
September XYZ?
I love
She's
it.
like, that's the engagement photos. And I'm like,
And
fuck.
for a millisecond, I'm sure you're like,
Oh, we can still pull this off. 100%. We rock a Jays jersey, get a Vladdy G jersey in the engagement photos.
hey,
tells a story.
It's like
So-
those people get married on the subways.
Not one point of this conversation does she include herself in being part of the problem, meaning that the Jays tickets were never for her. She goes, you can go. I just won't talk to you for the rest of the day.
Ooh. The day is not bad.
And she's got to work this weekend too, so like everything is not working out in my favor.
Yeah, because
So the
she's already
photos-
pissed.
The photos start at 6. The game starts at 3. So now I'm like, fuck, I can only stay for like half the game. It ended up being a total wash. I'm like, this is just not going to happen, right?
So you didn't go.
I didn't go. I chose the right option.
But,
For those of you that are listening and would
Yeah.
like to keep your nuts, I chose the right option and ultimately gave the tickets away, which was great. We tried to sell them at first.
Yeah.
No buyers. That's fine. And we got someone to enjoy it, someone that enjoys baseball, someone that likes to go out to the games. So, but on top of this, the few people that I had texted or
What are the
talked to about
chances?
buying the tickets and my mom, who knew I couldn't go, just proceeded to rub it in.
They're like, yo, you
And they
serious?
trolled me unintentionally. Everyone would be like,
Wow.
"Oh, Jays are up 2-0. Oh, I heard it's a pretty good game
I
right
trolled
now."
you as well because it's just because I remember what you said on the weekend.
Yeah,
I could never forget it. So it stuck in my head. I'm like, oh, they're still in the news.
that's okay.
Every day I'm getting my Jays up that I'm like, Craig, Yankees.
And they'd be like, "What's the score?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know. I told y'all while I gave these tickets up, why I gave the tickets up. I'm busy right now."
How was the photo shoot?
Great. It was awesome. We went down to Woodbine Beach, and there's a spot where we had our first date, spot where I proposed. So,
let me
try to keep it traditional.
Okay. So let me see. You did the whole hand stare into each other while walking shot.
Yeah,
Okay. Did you do a piggyback shot?
yeah.
You did a piggyback
We got a
shot.
piggyback
Okay.
shot. Yeah.
Did you do the tilt back like the
That one we didn't do.
They didn't do the
No,
tilt back.
Not that one.
Like we were doing a musical
some
and we
Dirty
finished it.
Dancing
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't do that
The
one.
piggyback.
Yeah, the piggyback was there. We did the what else we do? With the twirl.
You did the twirl.
The twirl one, yeah.
Did she do
yeah.
a video as well?
No,
Or
we
just
just
the
did
shots.
photos,
So
just
you're
some
gonna.
shots, yeah.
These are stuff we signed. You look a framey thing.
Yeah, she's editing it right now, so we're hoping to get some back. But yeah, no, it was great overall. Great experience.
Did you wear a fitted, Craig?
I did not. No, I did not. I did my hair nice. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't do it like that. I dressed proper.
Craig was in cornrows, you guys.
But yeah, ultimately, sacrifice is good sometimes. Jays are
Nice.
very teetery right now. So
Oh, no, you-
what I
you-
said last
You-
episode stands.
You stay with it.
What I
You
said stands.
on your 2 feet.
That's it.
What
I'll
was your
take-
stance the last time? Oh, we gotta take a toast, guys.
Take a toast. My
Uh,
stance last time was that we're giving up on the Jays
yeah,
for the year.
yeah.
And rightfully so. Because, as I said, everything last episode, go check it if you haven't now. Shout out to anybody, day ones that have listened.
Yeah, the day ones. Ew, I appreciate you guys so much, man.
And it got worse from there after that episode, Zane. It's been a little better, but we still ain't there yet. Trust me. We still ain't there yet.
You
Don't
know
wave the flag yet.
you're not gonna get this season of like blowout, like they're just killing it.
No.
So I know there's gotta stop saying like. Guys, help me stop saying like. They say it's because I don't have enough words in my vocabulary, but I have an
Ouch.
extensive vocabulary, a mosaic, a plethora of words to choose from.
This is what we get for not.
Yeah,
scripting
if I
things, folks.
really,
You
if
better
I really
appreciate
want to
this.
do it, I would have given one episode where I'm gonna know everybody, and okay. So you're gonna beg for those likes.
Oh man, but
I digress.
I digress. Nonetheless, Jays are still playing. Hopes are still alive. Not looking good. I'm gonna stick with that for that. That's my take on it. All right. That's my take. Jays do not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Everyone gets upset. You heard it here first from Mr. Pessimistic himself.
It's gonna be a good game though.
It'll be a good run.
Just-
We're down to
yeah.
today is our last road game
What's
of the
left?
season against Tampa.
Okay.
What do we got? I think we have like 4 games left or something.
Are we
like
taking
that.
Tampa?
Right now? So we lost last night. We came back 5-0 and ended up losing by 1 run. I was listening on the radio on the way here. They were up 5-3. So I
Yeah.
think they're going to take tonight. I think so.
Okay.
I think so. But at the end of the day, anything could happen. We already know that. So I don't take my words for it, folks. Don't go betting crazy. Don't go against the Jays. Don't put your money out there. That's nothing on me. That's not my responsibility. I do not endorse anything that you may or may not do as a result of the words on the Hidden Six.
Well, because Craig said bet, and I got to open the door on saying that I've been doing a lot of research on horse racing.
Oh, yeah? I could put you in touch with somebody.
And I'm sitting here and I'm like, there's like again. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself that I can see why this is a thing.
It's a huge business, man.
Just this week alone, I just started thinking, weather is a thing.
Weather's a thing?
Weather's a
Betting on the weather?
If the track is wet, muddy, stuff
for the
like
horse
that.
races.
Yeah.
I went way over my head. I'm like, who the fuck's betting? Will it be sunshine?
That's also a thing too.
Yeah, you got the trotters, you've got the thoroughbreds, you got the maidens. There's some my dad is like the horse guy. He is like knows the breeder, knows the jockey, knows the trainer, knows the horse that bred the horse.
Yeah, I always wonder how much of that actually does contribute.
Fifth kid,
but because I've seen, my brain is just collecting numbers and what I've seen. More often than not, it is the dark horse.
Meaning the one that's
not a sponsor,
the underdog or the literal.
Both.
Okay.
It's usually the ones with no stats that will usually do. It's a lot of surprise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The number two, the guaranteed number two is never the guaranteed number two. Even the number one's never guaranteed.
No.
And that's one thing where I coming from just where we're accustomed to doing something more automated with computers and all that. Guys, we're talking about gambling. Okay, cut it out. Not a sponsor. Not encouraging it. Just I'm just interested. I always like odds and looked at numbers and just chances, right?
And you could throw a little bit out there. This is not like toss your whole savings away.
I've tossed $10 at worse things
just to see what
Yeah. But then I'm looking at the science of it all. Right?
I don't break it down, man.
And then I realized that a lot of the times the numbers that they present to you, like the stats, and their odds,
there's so much involved.
It's usually. You probably only use 40% of that, maybe 50% of that to make your decition.
There's a lot of luck involved, for sure.
That's the word. That's the word. That's definitely the word. Luck is a big thing.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. And to your point, one time my dad took me and my boys out to go to a woodbine, and it was so funny because again, he's the horse guy, so he's he's got the program.
That is the dude with newspaper-esque book, legs crossed.
For y'all that don't know, you get a program when you come in. It'll tell you all the upcoming races with all the horses that are involved in it, all the odds, the trainers, the jockeys,
owning a horse is money,
the years,
man.
the age, the weight, everything, breakdown. So this guy is fucking critical with it. I can see the wheels spinning.
Does it pay off though?
Now, there's this thing called the paddock, and for those of you that may not have been to live horse racing, the paddock is where they prep the horses for the race, the saddle up, whatever have you. They walk from the paddock out into the racetrack. From the racetrack, they perform the races. Then it's back to the stables. So we would always go to the paddock before the races. It was just something me and my dad would do.
That's freaking cool, Craig.
Go see the horses beforehand, so you're close up to them. You know what I mean? Now, my boys never been to any horse racing event in their lifetime. Me, I've been to a few with my dad. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not analytical with it. So
you're just like I'm hanging out with my dad.
So I'll just say some random numbers and the races and whatever. So race 5 is coming up. We're at the paddock. Dad's going, this guy was bred by this horse here. This was his mother. He's fucking got it in his veins. He's got it in his genetics. The trainer's this guy, solid trainer. The jockey, this is one of the best jockeys ever.
He weighs 10 pounds.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, my money's on number 2, And then fucking my boy over on the right. Oh, that horse looked at me. Yo, $10 on number 5.
You got them.
5 wins.
Are you serious?
5 wins.
That horse looked at me. The horse is like,
what, like $50?
The horse is like, yo, I got the sauce.
Right? He looked at that was the mindset going into it, and that's all it took. Right? All of that analytical breakdown versus that horse.
You telling me that is frying my brain too? Because now I'm like, crap, I don't get to do the paddock, so I'm missing out. That's like 10% of my experience.
Play number 3. That's my advice to you.
Number 3, just
number 3.
Number 3s never do it, though.
Just toss some money at number 3. You'll be fine.
Oh, my goodness.
They always come through. But my dad is even more. I'm glad you said it. I didn't know we were going to talk about this. My dad is the most animated guy at the racetrack.
He's whipping himself.
Come on with that
I love it.
Come on with that 2 horse.
I love it. Yeah.
He stands up.
I'm just showing Craig the setup, right, where you could go in.
I bought him a phone.
You see the wins? So you see the
purse.
yeah.
So again, with this, the races also matter, meaning that like when it's horse racing, you save your best for the best. So if you go on your typical, like horse racing is like a strip club, Zane. You go on a Monday afternoon.
I have seen some races where a horse is like 70-80% chance of winning.
Yeah.
Because the other
There's
10,
just nothing that's
they've
keeping it
never
up.
won they've never run. They've never won they've never placed before.
Because
right?
there's restrictions and a lot of things in place. So on a Monday afternoon, you might feel the urge to go bet on some horsies, go bet on some ponies. You know what I'm saying? Now you go there, and the ponies, they ain't the best.
Yeah, I've seen some
put an
kind of.
accent
I've
on
seen
for
some,
this.
yeah.
The ponies, they ain't the best. But the chicken wings was real good. Just like
Okay.
a strip club on a Monday
I
afternoon.
go for
you
the
know?
wings.
She may have had a bullet hole in her leg, a bullet wound in her
That's
leg.
sexy.
But the chicken wings was fire that day. You know what I'm saying? But you go on a Saturday
it's a
night.
vibe,
You on a
yeah.
Saturday night, guns blazing, bro. All the top talent is out. The best of the best are running the field.
So the best nights on Saturdays, you're saying?
Nah, not Saturday specifically, but
Sundays?
go for cups. Like when
Cups,
you're talking
yeah,
about
when you
like
see cups
you
show
know,
up,
a
yeah.
Kentucky Derby obviously is massive.
But then
right?
they have their smaller local stuff, right?
And all of this is like Olympic qualifiers. They're qualifying
Guys,
for the bigger
you
cups.
guys are all listening.
There's a lot of horses out there.
For the 10 of you that are listening, I'm equally surprised that Craig has any idea about horse race. This is like you asking your friend, yo, do you know how to make a mac and cheese? And he is a French chef.
He's a connoisseur
Yeah,
all of
he's
a
a
sudden.
culinary genius. And you're like, yo, what?
Okay. Now, I don't know who the LeBron James of horse racing is.
The Secretariat?
That's it. That's the
past
biggest name.
tense,
You know what
right?
I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know right now who's like the best horse.
What
ever.
I love is names. And as I'm watching the names, I'm like, how many of these guys are crypto bros? Some of the names you go for.
Imagine like
The horse names are wild
They're
because
funny,
horses
eh?
don't take long to grow to
they
to that
run
age,
after
right?
a year, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's a group from 1 to 3 years. And there's a
Yeah,
group
they
just a
don't
bit
take that
after
long
that.
to be. So people, there's a lot of like low key. It's like a flex to have
To
a
have a
horse.
racing horse?
To
Big
have a horse.
time.
It's like a flex, especially if your family has
Big time.
1 or 2, because a horse is maintenance.
Yep.
It's a lot of money to pay the breeders,
Yep.
this whatever the fees
You put a lot
are.
of effort, you put a lot of
doctors,
investment
yeah,
into that.
You have to hope
Yep.
that you get a package deal where the doctor, everything, medical, everything is included
Mm-hmm.
and certified, league owned. So I just wish the jockeys get more show for those guys. Pardon the pun if you guys know what that word
I
means.
think like it's
because
kinda,
they're not. We don't know any jockeys that are like. Craig, we shouldn't. You can't do that.
I know, right? But how much a percentage of our fan base would this be if I said
We
something?
already. Well, whoever's still listening gives a fuck.
Our one jockey's gone.
Okay.
Our jockeys,
okay.
the athletes, or the horses? Come on now.
We'll do the jockey.
Come
We'll
on
do the
now.
jockey roundup. I'm gonna get you a list of top
Like-
jockeys, right? Who's the secretariats do that? Because that's a big component. It's like you can't have a car run on the track by
I was
itself.
just thinking about the same thing. I
You need
was
a driver.
literally about to make that crossover to NASCAR and say, is it the driver or the car? And it's
It's
the driver.
both. It's the driver.
But the horse will fucking win it.
The machine is gonna go on the. You could put the horse on the dyno. It's gonna do the speed and
Yeah.
whatever. But it's the
Yeah, the
science
jockeys
of
matter.
turning,
All right,
picking
hashtag
when to go in.
jockeys matter.
Hashtag jockeys matter, bro. What are you
Zane's
guys
right.
talking about?
All right, you've convinced me. You've changed my ways.
Yo, listen, Craig, I'm here on a mission today to dilute a lot of things. To dilute. You know, first of all, I don't have that jet the US has been calling me for.
Really?
The feds,
Really?
you guys, please stop calling me, okay? I'm
I
not,
see that tarp
right?
on the back.
I'm not giving it back.
I
Oops.
see that tarp. That's awfully
Yo,
suspicious.
cover that up, right? Yeah, I just I
A crop
do you
duster.
lose?
He lied.
For those who don't know, the U.S. Army lost pretty much one of the most expensive piece of equipment you can ever build, a
Yep.
fighter jet,
A
right?
fighter jet. A full ass
Like
fighter
brand new, spanking. Apparently they're
jet.
doing
Off
some
the lot.
some
In
drills.
today's prices, man.
Yeah, there's a strike. There's an auto strike, right?
Right?
They're not
These
getting that.
motherfuckers out here
Yeah,
losing
they're not
jets.
getting that value back.
Jesus
They're not
Christ.
getting that value back. So for apparently, homeboy, they're doing a drill, and
out a
they
milk carton.
Yeah, just missing, right? Just
It's just a
hoping
fucking jet.
I have my Jets in the shirt. I just put any random jet,
Shit.
put a crop duster.
That's it.
Please
That's all.
find my
You know,
missing-
you get the point.
Missing. No,
If
this
you
is what
find a jet.
This is what the jet's gonna look like when he's 13.
The man's trying to hit it at the chop shop in Detroit.
Yo, where are you parking this thing? So this guy ejected from his jet, it landed. Well, they didn't land. What happens was when he ejected, the jet was still on autopilot.
Oh, damn.
So it still had some semblance of course,
Okay.
of control.
Yeah.
They said it's landing some lake somewhere, probably some area maybe. But it's just the notion of that is crazy. And
There's a lot of things
I'm sure that
fucked up with
happens.
this.
I'm
Of
sure that
course,
happens.
of
But
course.
America, you guys can't take any more L's right now. Remember, you come to the party with us.
Yes.
We invited you. Don't be like Ray, okay? Just please handle your shit well, right? I'm sure
This is not the first time.
that's going to be in
As we
somebody's
said off air.
backyard.
Look, the states in past and many militaries have lost full-on nuclear weapons, like full-on undetonated warheads, and
Submarines.
there ain't
gone
no
missing.
milk carton for those. I'm telling you this
Fear-mongering.
much.
That's scary.
No, that's why they don't put out milk cartons for that shit. Some guy, he's kicking it with the fucking, he's dong, dong, dong. What the fuck is this?
It's like,
a
yo,
whole undetonated nuke that could take out the whole fucking continent.
So that's Craig. I like that. Now you're putting something in my head I didn't want to think about,
But-
because it never really crossed my mind of how much dangerous things that we've lost
They're out there.
and can't find.
And nobody says nothing because it's better for you not to know.
Yeah,
It's better
'cause-
for you to think it's a fucking septic tank. Keep kicking it away. Dong, dong.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
There's
fucked
ghost
up, right?
ships.
Yep.
Ships get loose all the time.
All the time.
And they'll go missing for years.
Those to me now seem like nostalgic because the treasure and the deep sea divers and like, I mean, I guess it's not too soon to talk about that Titanic submersible. So there's bad that comes from it too. But I feel like shipwrecks are like a thing. Like shipwrecks
Car crashes.
now, no, like shipwrecks before were so common. But imagine in like the 1600s, 1700s,
They're like,
1800s, we can fucking find
yo,
it.
a fender
the man
bender-
dropped like $1
yo.
billion worth of gold. He's like, the king's pissed. Whatever, off with his head. Move
Do
it
those
along.
guys get fucked? Well, they died.
They died.
No, because they sank with the ship.
They did. Yes. Yes. But
That's
now
crazy.
a shipwreck to me is like way more like, ooh, a fucking shipwreck. I can't wait for 200 years to go by so we can see what the fuck's going on down there. Now,
I
a
don't
fighter
want
jet
that,
going
'cause
missing is like more modern. Like you couldn't have put an Apple AirTag on that bitch.
They should be able to find it. I'm sure they should be able to.
You really like
Really?
Mans are getting their
He left
Hellcat
his phone.
stolen left, right, and center,
Did-
and you lost a whole ass jet. What the fuck?
How
the
you
scat pack's worth more than the jet?
It's terrible, bro. What about the walk of shame?
Oh, who has to take that? The general
When you as the pilot.
of the pilot?
Yeah.
I mean, if he had to eject, he had to eject.
Okay, so you're saying the pilot can't take any L
No,
for
that's
this?
different. Yeah, a jet is not a ship. You ditch that shit. A jet to you is a dime a dozen.
Okay, so you're hoping your captain is like,
Yeah, there's
yo,
no loyalty to that.
as
plane.
long as you're alive, that's what matters,
That's
soldier.
It. That's it. You ain't no World War II bomber.
Your captains walk around the corner. He's like
The jet's like-
Homelander watching his phone, laughing and freaking out.
The
at
jet's
same
like
time.
fucking. What does Tony Stark use? His little like in his suit, his whole like AI.
Is Jarvis?
Jarvis is like, yeah. You don't care if you lose Jarvis. Jarvis comes back. You don't have to worry about that.
Listen, man.
Jarvis is everywhere.
That jet's
Trust.
on its way to South Korea right
Where do you think
now.
it was? Yeah.
I think some of
You
that
think
shit
so?
probably
Think
got
it's
hacked.
gone already?
I've seen a lot of those stories of like just stories of pilots defecting.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just called the government and just be like,
I'm
"Yo,
done."
I'm done. It's a donas.
Yeah.
Free me up." And
It's
they're
a
like,
wrap
"Yo,
for that.
sure, we got your house. Yo, let me see the house." And I want a Hellcat. Okay. We'll call you back on the Hellcat. They just stole
They
it
say, "Yo, fuck
because we
y'all.
lost that too.
I'm going to fucking North Korea. Fuck you guys.
We lost that too. What else did we lose? We're losing out our credibility as a country, I think. So in the news, apparently there was a rude boy from India.
Yeah, there's been a pretty
Right?
spicy feud going
First of
on.
all, our prime minister's jet broke down in India. It's like he went to a barbecue, as we spoke about. He went to a barbecue, and it's like your ex's house.
And
Your
he's
ex's
stuck.
husband's house, and you're like, he's flexing, his boys in there, you're mad uncomfortable. You still try to dap him up, show him love, because you're like, nah, I know punk.
Yeah.
You go outside, your Hellcat won't start. your whip won't start.
And like-
now you're looking like a dummy in the face because everybody is looking outside. Yo, I thought you were leaving. Everybody's coming up to you,
It's
telling you
fine,
what's wrong.
it's fine.
Yo, it's the alternator.
Don't worry, I got this. You know, it always does.
It's
If I
the
pump
flux
the gas 3
capacitor.
times.
Yo, my cousin's a mechanic. Check me out. No, good. I got it.
We got one lost jet. We got one that won't start.
Just to come back home.
This is where all our taxpayer dollars are going.
You come back home now as a prime minister. You come back. Say, yo, what did I miss? Yo, apparently these guys blew up one of their bridges on road. What?
Right? And like,
What?
Like to top that off, Indian espionage.
Which
Espionage,
out of
I
left
said.
field.
Indian espionage, bro.
Out of left field.
Some Bollywood.
Are we
James Bond.
stereotypical? Are we racist of thinking Bollywood?
Some
Yeah, that was
James
racist.
Bond,
That was
dog.
racist.
What would
because
his name be?
they have Bollywood James Bond. They got
they
a ton of
actually?
them. Bro.
Oh.
Yeah, they have their the Bollywood Brad Pitt. I forgot his name.
Bollywood Brad.
Yeah,
Pitt.
if you see his name is Khan, something Khan, but he's like OG.
Oh, he's that
George Clooney kind
Deez
of
ass dude?
There's another guy.
does all the
There's another.
action
He's an
movies?
older dude.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think I got it mixed up.
Probably gray hair by now. But anyhow, shout out to our
Yo,
East Indian contingency.
Indian
We know you
espionage.
guys out there.
They're saying these men, Gurksta man, out in BC.
Now the
And
dude,
apparently people know about this.
because the apparently the guy
a
that got
little
killed, I forgot his
sketchier.
name. Sorry guys, off the top of my dome. He was labeled a terrorist.
Yeah,
in
there's
India.
an extremist movement that they claim.
Right.
They claim there's allegations that
Because
there's an
I think he was just
extremist
saying, "Yo, can you give us this piece of land over here in
movement. You
Laos?"
have so many divvies, though. You have so many territories.
doing what
so
Quebec
many,
does.
You have so many sects of religion in India. So it's like there's a lot of internal bad blood.
Yes.
And that's where they say the extremism was going on. Is like you are basically tainting us by pushing this ideology, which is not far from this ideology.
Yes.
But for them to do that on foreign soil, for India to get its hands dirty,
I think it's pretty
allegedly-
badass though.
Yeah.
I like it.
In Canada, though,
I don't know why I like it.
You don't
Why
want-
do I like it?
you're right. You want espionage popping off on
Because the shit's already hit the fan, right? Remember, these things that come up in the news happened a long time ago. They're just letting us know now.
But the last person you'd expect to beef with is India, especially if you're Canada.
And the first thing I was like, yo, what Indian army look like? Like I already started sizing them up right away, which is pretty sad. To our fans in
like,
India,
yeah, we can take 'em.
which do exist, come here and chill. We don't want to fight. Tell your people chill out. We're gonna get rid of our guys soon, trust me.
To me, it was like a oh man, like
But
not
Canada's like,
not a disrespect. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a disrespect. They're
it's
like,
like, I don't give it up. I'm
how
going
could you?
home.
It's like, how could you, India? How
I'm
could you
hurt.
do that?
No, I'm not. I'm not upset. I'm disappointed.
That's it. That's exactly what it was like. You know what I mean? But they have because now.
India's like, shut up, ma. When you gonna have another glass of wine?
No, I can't say where we all rank as superpowers. I don't know it
Because
well
we
in
don't
depth.
know where. Yeah,
I would say India and Canada are actually pretty close together.
Top
Because
5.
Canada, when you don't have the U.S. in your corner, I've already said this on previous podcasts.
Damn.
When you don't have
Chill
Big
out,
Bro,
Craig.
when you don't have my dad coming to beat up your dad type thing, Canada versus India is like pretty even, I think.
But India also has like some cousins that we don't want to
Oh,
fuck
for
with.
sure. But let's take all of them out, right? So just straight Canada and India 1v1, no one jump in.
Who's winning?
Canada, I got to root Canada. Come on now.
Ooh, why you say
Easy.
that?
Just no.
1v1 me, bro.
Canada
Craig's
is
like,
easily our champion is easily taking their champion. out.
what about numbers?
Nah.
Nah.
Canada's
Without
superior, bro.
America sending some dudes
Without
over,
America,
the good old boys.
Nah, we're still superior.
No, boy.
We're still superior, fam.
I don't know.
Don't get it
Craig.
twisted. Come on now.
don't
India
know.
has nukes, and that's where their threat lies.
Okay,
If you want to really go that far,
you
that's
got
where
to it
their
before I
final
did
fuck you is.
because I don't see. I rarely think our war would be like the Ukraine Russia
No,
war, where it's
no.
like boots on the ground, like
picture a Canadian
urban warfare,
Yeah,
like running
yeah,
through
city to
condos
city.
and villages and stuff, which
Yeah.
is wild. Are you in that fight, Craig, or you gone?
I'm going to Yorkville and I'm
First?
going to the Gucci store, and then I'm going to the.
Boy, them sticker kids will get to that before you do.
You're gonna see me. My camo is gonna be all Gucci.
It's like,
I'm hanging up against the wall, like.
yo, this mannequin's mad drippy, but he's holding an AK and a machete.
That's it. That's me
That
right
was
there.
it.
Give me the black and gray
Wow.
Damier LV for
Getting-
my camo in the
Getting
dark.
shot from a dude wearing a Montclair coat is crazy. It happens a lot.
but look.
Okay.
So 1v1 Canada versus India, regardless of who would win. That's not what this was about. It's more like this is a flex where Canada can actually be like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Like,
Yeah, like I'll give you
But-
other nations where Canada can't say nothing. This is where you run and get the big brother. Okay, you piss off Israel. Okay, Canada pisses off. I'll
Craig
just
saying
paint a few
Canada know
pictures
you
here.
can moosh India and
I'm
get away with it.
saying they can
Wow.
do it. Facts. That's why they did it.
Wow.
Think about it. Think about it. Like with all this beef going on in the Ukraine conflict,
But it doesn't make any sense because guess what? India already made the move.
They did.
They
It's already done.
already slept you.
They already done it,
you didn't see the
right?
sucker punch coming, right?
And that's why they're
so
so
now you
cheesed.
took the punch. Everybody's like, yo,
What's he gonna
do
do
you
about
pull
it?
out? Yeah.
Right.
Canada, you know what Canada did? The fake run to the car. They did the hustle to the car and the fake
pop the trunk.
And I've been there for moves like that,
Right.
where I'm looking up, I'm like, why would you do that? If I get shot tonight, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I honestly feel like that was where we were just like out and alone, out in the end. Like they probably looked at America real quick. Canada did, and they're probably
like, yo, and
America's like, yo, handle your boy, dog.
He just let
really need me to
America
jump in,
pulled
right?
up and just let a bogey and just kept
Right.
walking. Like, so we're gonna do.
He's about to noogie your ass if you don't fucking handle this. So I thought that part was kind of funny. Minus the fact that people died. I'm sorry about that.
So you're saying India's move is more brazen than Koreans' move?
That was
than
like,
China's move. That this is no balloon.
Yeah.
This is no cyber attack.
It's B tier espionage.
But it's nasty.
Okay,
B tier.
let's look at it from not in a Canadian perspective.
Okay.
Who else saw that article around the world and was like,
oh my God,
anything?
I'm aghast.
Anything.
World War X.
Yeah, right.
Yo,
Facts.
don't downplay my beef, yo.
No, we got
I'm beefing with
reaction
India
outside
right
of that,
now.
bro.
Nah. You guys can't like. Don't tell me chill out and go home.
I had butter chicken last night. It's all good.
Oh my God! Shout out to that butter chicken, bro. There's a place down in was it on Bloor Street that you go back in day?
Yeah.
Bloor and Chrissy Pitts Park.
Okay.
Close to at Chrissy Pitts Park. Bro, the naan bread.
It's on fire, eh?
Because that shit be greasy as hell in the bag.
You got me mad.
It's where you
Far
try
from there
not
now.
to eat it off on
Yeah.
your way back to the spot because you told everybody, I'm going to get
gotta
naan
get you
bread and
some."
butter chicken. And
Oh.
I'm like, I forgot how good this was.
I will kill for this country.
Okay. And I'll kill for spices. Craig, I don't know. I might be a turncoat.
Yeah?
I'm selling out.
Oh, okay.
I might sell out.
Go for it.
I might, because you kick my door down. You're like, where are all these herbs and spices? Where all these 12 herbs and spices come from? And I'm like, sorry, Craig. I was going to say some more stuff, but it'd be mad flagrant.
I will kill
We
for
need to get
country
off
with
of
some
this
good butter
topic.
chicken, y'all. With some
What?
butter chicken, y'all. That could bring world peace.
We're so terrible. Our only reference is the closest racist thing we can think about of any stereotype
No.
of any culture.
No.
What we came up with, Bollywood and
Fair.
butter chicken.
Think about
Craig's like, that's not that bad.
Think about any of your Indian friends and counterparts, man. We all interact.
It's food. It's all about food.
Yes, but even this conflict, nobody talk about it.
Okay. Craig is
Yeah.
saying Canada stuff
Your
in the
boy
wild.
didn't kill my boy. This ain't a turf
You killed
war.
your own boy?
For whatever reason.
Wow.
Yeah, like, come on now.
That's how the whites see it,
They're
Craig?
probably more pissed off back home.
That's how the white folks see it, Craig?
I'm telling
Black
you,
on
the
black.
war is not in Canada. That's back home. They're mad. They big mad.
Okay.
You know what else
I
is
got
big
you.
mad?
Go on.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. Listen, Craig, I wasn't ready for it. I
didn't
planned
expect
this discussion for about a week, and I was pacing myself as I speak. Russell Brand, known comedian, actor, British actor, comedian. You've seen him all over MTV Awards. He was the 2000s version of Austin Powers
Yeah, that's a fair analogy.
in real life.
Russell
those who
Brand
know.
was like,
Always horny. He looked like a strung out. He looks like a rock star.
yeah,
Mascara, hair,
yeah.
vest, chest out, tight leather pants.
He's that dude who you love to hate,
Horny
hate to
jokes.
love.
Horny jokes, right? So he did his bid, disappeared for a while, then came back as a kind of guru.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little, seems like
He got
cleaned
really
up.
woke.
Sober, super
He
sober.
got really woke all of a sudden.
That was after. Like, it was 3 stages. It was druggy actor, comedian.
Yeah.
Then I cleaned myself up.
Yeah.
I'm doing where people go on
Missionary work.
voyages. Yeah. People going on voyages and stuff with themselves to find themselves, learning, and what you learned about spirituality came back.
Which is good. Shout out to anybody that does that.
That's how I got introduced to the new Russell Brand. So as soon as I met the new guy,
You realize some of those skeletons in the closet that he was on those retreats for were pretty bad.
but I didn't know about
No one
skeletons.
did.
I figured everybody has their own skeletons.
It's Russell
but
Brand. You're like,
You don't know
whatever.
how tall the skeletons are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was legit a follower in the sense of where maybe every couple weeks I'm checking a couple videos out.
Did you get like inspiration out of it, or you were
It
like,
was
oh,
more of, I was more.
kind of
in-
just want him to win? You're
I
like,
was
good
more
for
about
you.
the spiritual
Good
journey
for you.
because I didn't know about the nasty stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it was more about that, this was an example of somebody being able to turn their life around to the utmost.
Do you think he was doing that, knowing what you know now? Do you think he was doing that in anticipation for what was to come,
Well, what I know now is that
You
from
can't repent.
a documentary that I saw where he's been accused of rape, grooming, everything else that you would not,
Everything in the book.
everything in the books. And after watching the documentary, because I asked myself, where's all this stuff coming from? I saw the documentary.
Uh-huh.
I sat down
Mhm.
and I watched the documentary. And halfway
Things
through it,
ain't
I was like,
looking good.
yeah, it's not.
There's only one out, Zane.
And while this is happening, so I'm commenting on this as a past fan
Mm.
of someone who's seen them change their lives and stuff. Then
Look.
I saw his ascension to the super woke stuff,
Yes.
where he's talking about the vaccine and talking
It's
about
basically-
like he went extreme.
I have two Russell Brands. I have Forgetting Sarah Marshall Russell Brand or Get Him to the Greek Russell Brand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Joe Rogan podcast Russell Brand. That's like literally
a
night and day for
just
me. That's
that
the only two instances I can think of.
exactly. So the
Right.
one you saw where he's dressed like a shaman,
Right.
Yeah, that
Right.
was the one.
Those are the
that what drove me back. That what drew
extreme
me
flips.
into who he was, right?
Yeah.
And
He says
then-
a lot of real shit when
but
he's
then
talking.
but like you said with his conspiracies, he got away from that
yeah.
and stopped talking about self development and spirituality and stuff like that and
Yeah.
acceptance, stuff like that. And he just started more doing commentary on society, right? So that now that you brought it up, you're making me think about it. I'm still processing this. Same
Yeah.
thing with fucking Giangameshi, bro.
It's fresh.
I was
That's
a
not
fan
fun.
of these losers, bro.
That's not
And these
fresh.
guys just
That's
anyhow.
been done.
So with this Russell Brand thing, I heard what's going on. I'm like, okay, we gotta get him the fuck out of here. And that I'm still watching his videos of response
Okay.
of like he knows we know, so he's addressing it.
Yes.
I look at how a person looks on camera physically.
So you're trying to see behind the lines, and you're trying to see like, is this bullshit?
It is. I'm now watching
Is
the
this
thing.
genuine?
Not even. I'm not judging it. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Like for me, it's about the victims, bro.
Of
like,
course.
It's the stuff that I heard.
Yeah, of course.
I have a daughter, bro, and just thinking about it, like,
Yeah.
don't give me a license to lose my shit, please.
He only has
And-
one out, Zane. I'm gonna tell
I
you
don't even
this.
think he has. I don't even think there's no. It's crazy because his first response was, "Bro, I was a horn dog, promiscuity, and all these things were consensual."
Yes.
So what? And I get it that certain countries might have certain laws on consent and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
that still doesn't negate that there was abuse within said whatever relationship there is.
Agreed.
Abuse is abuse.
Still got a note.
Abuse is abuse.
No, I still got a note. I'm telling you,
Alright.
with everything that you've just presented to the table, this man has to say, "I think I'm God."
He's saying the Matrix kind of vibe.
There you go.
He's saying they're coming after
There
him.
you go.
I think he brought up your boy, just like you said too
There
with
you
Joe
go.
Rogan. Remember when I texted to you and you said, "Watch out, there
I
might
said
be
Joe
lurking."
Rogan's
As a
next.
joke, right? I love how Craig don't remember. He's like, "Why? Don't say that now." I'm just saying, right? But then he's also said like what they did to this and
Yeah.
did to that.
Yeah.
Where well, what I was saying with I looked at how people's faces look, and I want to see how much of a toll this took on you,
And what do you get?
and I
there?
can see it.
Yeah.
I see it. It looks a little more emaciated, right? Then one thing, guys, stress is a real thing. Like I fill up my mom's medical stuff all the time for her. They put stress in there with headaches, nausea, and bleeding nose, and
Yep.
blood in stool. Like stress is a legit thing.
It's a killer, man.
It's not just a buzzword that people use to just generalize how they're feeling or what
If
they're
you
going
could teach
through.
yourself anything in life, if you could somehow develop a way to de-stress, and the less you take on, the better. You'll be happier. If you're a young listener, the sooner you can find out a key to lower that stress, you'll be way better off.
because now
in the
stress
long run.
morphs into more of stress little cousins called anxiety now.
That's
right? Yeah,
facts.
stress little cousins
But
anxiety.
look,
right?
okay. Yeah, no, it's totally fucked up at the end of the day. That kind of stuff, those allegations, they are everywhere, though. They are everywhere.
When you
They
say
are-
everywhere, what do you mean?
there are thousands of cases. There are thousands of people going
Oh,
through
you're
it.
talking about situations.
I
like
find it
other people,
odd.
the masses.
I find it odd that the spotlight gets shown, that the spotlight
I
is
don't wanna
placed
correct
on
you
these
'cause I don't know
people.
right
The spotlight is put on these people, and specific cases, very specific cases. I just find it so weird that like Russell Brand to me, as fucked up as that is, like, how did
You're
he
like,
get away
duh,
with it?
Craig, are you
Yeah,
saying
right.
that? Okay.
But like, how did he get away with it? to
Because
start
other
off
people
with?
did know.
It's
People
so
did know.
weird.
I've seen videos of other comedians.
And then like why and like now everyone's getting the book thrown at them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just seems very weird, man. Because there are people that are way higher up or way bigger than Russell Brand doing way worse shit that are still getting away with it. Or
So Craig's on the
weird,
stance of
man.
justice for all.
Yeah.
Same energy for everybody.
yeah, for sure.
Same energy for
For sure, for
everybody. I
sure.
get you, Craig. Craig. Yeah, I get it. Craig is saying that he gives zero fucks about this being a light for him, but he wants other people that are suffering to get their justice.
For sure.
Justice for all.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
think anyone that's going through that kind of stuff, they don't deserve that shit.
But I
at the
don't
end of
think
the
he's
day.
been brought up on criminal charges yet. That's
Nah,
not.
it's still all.
I don't know how
it's
this
gonna be a
works from
drawn-out
here.
process for sure.
Once again, I can't navigate trauma and laws at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
which I wonder how many laws are based on trauma or take trauma into effect. I think that's probably just a new thing as well,
Yes.
where the laws do have to. I think it only works with lawsuits, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
We have to take into
pain
account-
and suffering is
okay, there you
always
go. There you
got
go.
its monetary value when it comes to the courthouses, man. I don't know about these ones, man. These are like with dude from that '70s show getting like how many years he got? He got fucking
Like 30.
He got
a lot,
bro.
He's
like,
gone. He's gone.
That's crazy.
But he even crucified Ashton Kutcher and not to step in Russell Brand. I mean,
That's
Coolidge
what I was
because
thinking of when you were
they
mentioning
wrote
this,
character reference letters.
and now they came out with public apologies.
Yo, listen, one thing I
That's
learned,
fucking
man,
foul, bro.
I don't know what to say about them because I don't know, Craig. What do you do when your friend, someone that you know, is convicted?
Of
I don't know,
something
convicted or
serious.
not even convicted. You're hearing rumors of like, bro, what's going on? Like, bro, I didn't do that stuff.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Like, how do you support that? But
Like,
how do
loyalty
you want them to get better, or do
is-
you just be like, I got to call the cops right now?
Is does loyalty come into question because you're like, I don't know the full details because of my experience with you.
Right.
For example, if I've heard that shit come to you, or vice versa, I wouldn't know what to do because I would want to say that I hope my friend's not that nasty of a motherfucker.
Yeah,
bro.
I didn't. There's no way I let this motherfucker into my house. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that's crazy. But then you're like, I want this other person to get whatever. If they feel they were wrong,
yeah,
then Craig should bear the brunt of it. But then while I'm stuck in the middle, what do I do? So you think you shouldn't write that character reference letter to begin it
if you genuinely don't
to help
know,
your friend?
who knows?
You would
maybe he asked
be
them
like,
for
you know
it,
what? The lawyers would.
right?
The
Maybe
lawyers
they
would
don't know any better.
because once the lawyers see the gravity of the case, they will now have to weigh out.
We need all this.
We need equal
Yeah.
of
You
weight
better
of
start hugging
support.
puppies and
Man.
signing autographs and charity.
That's not going to
this,
help
charity
Russell
that.
Brand. That's
Nah,
not going to help
nah.
Russell Brand. Russell Brand, I was going to say I'm sorry, but we gotta get you the fuck out of here, bro.
I just feel
You
like the Me Too.
dirty man.
I just feel like the Me Too movement is very like sporadic. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I wouldn't consider this. You're saying this is likened to it?
Yeah.
Because this one's different. Because remember, from what we gathered, these individuals, they did record the events.
Mhm.
They did go rape kits and all that. I know we can't say the word. The word grape sounds even worse.
It's a little bit.
It's a little bit worse.
I wish you could just say the word.
Yeah, or could we just blank it out, or just or accosted sexually, whatever.
That's a
But-
good one. Very well. Very good vernacular, sir.
No, they no. no.
Very good vernacular.
Like,
Oh, man.
yeah, not to
That's a
make light of the
tough one, though.
situation, but it just those situations are very real. From my island, and I'm sure for a lot of people in there. Listen, one thing we learn about this podcast, we're worldwide.
Mhm.
It's
International.
just saying that right now is freaking me out because I still, to this day, when I just look at the blips on the world map and see that there's somebody still listening, then I can say things like this where, in your community, your culture, your village, your city, there is somebody taking advantage of a younger person.
Mhm.
Guaranteed. On my island, it's a constant thing where the laws never catch up enough
Yeah.
because I'm talking to the people in much more smaller knit communities, village. When I say village, they know what I mean. When I say village and community, right? Whereas the river is what divides them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's from this river to that river, right? From that junction to that junction. And the laws never really do enough, because guess what? Once the damage is done, it's done.
It's done, yeah. I think what these specific cases are doing is they're trying to curb that and prevent the future instances from happening. So they're really trying to deter.
Just to say, just the punishment is what has to set the
It's
tone.
like fixing.
What?
Well, it's like cleaning up the industry. Like it's a dirty ass industry, right? There's lots of shit that goes on behind the scenes. It's
But like you
always
said,
been in the talks, right?
But they can fix it because all somebody has to do is say something.
But that's what but certain people are protected, or certain people don't get the same treatment, and they're the ones that are basically the start. Like they're the tip of the ice. No, the bottom of the iceberg.
Yeah, well, we never see it.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that those that should be prosecuted the most, and those whose prosecution would have the biggest impact on the future, do not. Therefore, this stuff continues to happen behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Will it always happen? Yes, to some degree. But at the end of the day, they're not deterring anybody from doing it because this person's rich, they're powerful, they're successful, they get to do what they want, they go on with their lives.
So why are those people not? You know, when there are situations where
Only
okay,
when they're like, it seems
I'm
they got to
gonna-
be like in their fucking 60s.
I'm
and
gonna say
70s
something
and up.
that some people might get offended, and I'm sorry, and it's not my intention. When I hear the line of "they're so powerful,"
Mhm.
I didn't want to say anything, but then they wait for someone to say something, right? But like you said, that person's so powerful. So, but I don't know. Somebody say something, man.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, ultimately, there's certain people that are in places you can never reach, right? They're in everyone's pocket.
I hate that thought though, Craig, because you're
That's that
making it
cabal
seem like
underground shit.
you're definitely like, yo, these guys are drinking the blood of kids.
Oh,
and
fuck yeah, they're probably doing all that. I would be on board with that kind of stuff, meaning I wouldn't
Whoa,
do
whoa,
it. I wouldn't do it. Don't worry, I'm correcting as I say it. I would be on board with
The
that
skin
conspiracy
cast?
theory. That's what I meant to say. I would be on board with that conspiracy theory 100%. I just think that there's certain gaps in who and what and how that really blur the lines for me. Like it's very, very weird to me to see like the people that get taken down, the people
Yeah.
that are left standing, when people get taken down. R. Kelly at the time.
A lot of people did say a lot of these laws are like the old timey laws were like for
Oh,
like
yeah.
rich motherfuckers so they could still diddle kids and shit
Oh, yeah,
and
for
have
sure.
their little 13-year-old
I
wives
just think
and
of
shit.
Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein. These
Yeah.
dudes got up in their 60s, 70s, 80s.
I still felt like these guys got off.
These guys got
If I can
so
lift, okay,
right, and not that this is right to say, but
That's
why
wrong.
does Russell Brand, why does homie from that 70s show get the fucking whole book thrown at them, where these guys allowed to live their lives to a certain degree?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's something out of our realm. It's just a sick world out there, buddy, and there's not much you can do to stop stuff like that from where we're at.
So we're all spectators in this stuff.
Well, ultimately, everyone has a voice, but some voices do reach better ears or bigger ears. I don't know. Man,
Interesting. Sorry for the Debbie Downer.
I know,
Craig.
right? Now I'm upset.
No, it's not that. It's just no, because dude, I'm legit in the shower. I'm legit in the
like,
shower,
how
and
the
you're like,
fuck?
and I'm like, Russell Bad, I know you probably were a little nasty motherfucker, but it's like, god damn, bro.
Yeah, not like that.
And to be honest, although I'm strong within myself, I'm gonna be really transparent here. Although I'm strong within myself and know in my mind, I didn't violate anybody. Part of me still wonders if I did do something wrong in my life. I'm being really serious, Craig.
I don't know.
You know our culture in a sense of like,
I'm saying like, but you're
like,
not in that position.
I'm not like in the car like Homer Simpson reaching for the gummy bear
Oh,
in the
yeah.
chick's pocket while she's getting out, right? But
Yeah, but
you-
now put yourself in a position where like,
because there are those gotcha moments. There are these people that do exist out there
Yeah.
that, we're not trying to take away from that. But this is a part of the discussion too. If we're looking at situations where celebrities are doing things wrong and not enough people are getting being held accountable and not enough victims are speaking up, but then you can't put a timeline on people's trauma and when it is due to speak up or the catalyst for them speaking up, you then have to look to the fact of the ones that do lie,
oh yeah,
right? And draw attention to stuff and maybe don't get as enough pushback or or justice for them lying, but
100%.
therefore I've known of situations where been to parties and someone have made of someone or someone, and the dude's life is ruined because you're in your feelings about him not really talking to you that night.
There's an opposite side to that coin for sure, where that is another fucked up part of it, is that there's people that are preying on this. There's the prey and there's the victim.
Yeah.
There's all
And
types
that's
of
where
different-
that's and the reason why I said as much as Craig don't want to go into it, is the reason why I bring this up, because that's the angle that's their out. That's his out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was promiscuous, I was a horn dog. Y'all know me, right? They know me. So what are we doing here, right? We told you they'll come for us.
Yeah, they didn't quite go that route with it, though.
Right? Yeah, they didn't. The second video, he looked more emaciated. Like, first one, he looks like he lost about 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Second one looks like he lost about 10 pounds. The 10 pounds now comes from, in my mind, you can't think about yourself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You've started pretty much an empire. You're responsible for a lot of people's paychecks now.
Yep, for sure.
Your decisions in the past now, you're a company, you're a business. Your decisions in the past now literally are putting these people's
It's all in
livelihood.
jeopardy.
That's a lot of people don't realize, right? When you do something stupid, especially when you're a boss or an owner or you're in charge or people have on payroll,
Mm-hmm.
when you do something nasty, these people pay for it.
And that's what I was going to say to all listeners is, like, think of a position where you were the middle person between them accomplishing something that they
Yeah.
wanted to do. And that's kind of where I separated myself from it. Kind of what you were saying before about, I think about the past or what I've done is
Yeah.
that what position were you in at that time? You're drunk at a party and something happens. If you're someone out there who's done that, everyone's got
That
regrets.
drunk at a party, that's
It's not
the
acceptable. I'm not
Craig,
saying it would be.
That's the exact same thing because
But these people are like your career, your life,
yeah.
all these things, they're playing, like pulling strings like that. That's a whole different level of manipulation.
What about the
deceit.
person
And you're
that
going into it knowing,
yeah.
oh, so-and-so's coming to get this job. Like, I'll say for like an actor's sake, because that's where you hear a lot of it. Oh, so-and-so wants the role. Well, they're going to have to do a little something to get it type thing, right? But you know
Yeah.
that going into it, right?
That's crazy.
And you're that one obstacle in their way, and you're throwing this ultimatum out. Like, that's crazy. You can really fuck people up when you do stuff like that.
Okay, so I would tie that into the same thing with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
You damned if you do.
And damned if you don't.
Yeah, because you can write a support letter for your friend,
Yeah.
right? Or on the other side, with Russell Brand and those guys, you're supporting you have a company, you got people under you,
Oh, yeah.
and now you as a staff. Now think about maybe the girl he's still flirting with in the office.
Now what?
The assistants that she's like, wait, you're married, you got kids. You're a nasty rapist in the past. And you're fucking with me right
Check,
now?
Check.
Check.
And now he goes, yeah, but do you want that promotion?
Ooh.
See, that's right. Where I was getting.
So what you said, somebody else brought up the idea of maybe he did use this whole shaman reborn thing because he knows.
And that right there, if you know that your position of power, because now you have people believing in you, now you have people following you on a whole
It's a
different
thing.
level.
He could
What you say goes.
he's mega church level, Craig. He
This guy
could
probably thinks he's
definitely
God.
could.
That sounds crazy, but that I'm telling you, right? Like, this is what all the signs lead up to.
I'm just
man.
trying to think about from any of the conversations I've listened to him talked about if he sprinkled, if anything,
Low-key, he
if
thinks that,
anything
man.
leaked out. Okay, I see. He's running on the profit.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So he's running on the profit thing.
Little
Because
too
I've been
late.
so dirty down in the trenches, a man like me reborn,
All's forgiven, but I was okay to do that stuff because it wouldn't have made me who I am today.
he's pulling a Lizzo.
Not exactly.
Yeah, I know
but
I'm
yeah.
freaky. So when I wave that banana
Yeah.
that was in the cooch in your face, you
Yep.
should know how I roll.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked
Now,
up.
mind you, the documentary had all his most nasty clips. All his shows that he's done where it's like,
He
you know,
says some next level shit. For
yeah,
Sure.
and you've seen it. Like I
Shock
said, you've seen it
factor.
where it had other artists shit on him, like to his face, like they're like, "Yo, you're a dirtball."
And he's just like, "Yep, I know."
But you could
He
tell it hurt
owns
him.
it.
It hurt him.
Oh, did it?
The look in his face was like, yeah, the look in his face. Because I saw, listen, the documentary is wild. They had some assistant in there. Assistant was chopping it up. The assistant's like, he really believed that he was in his own movie,
I'm telling you.
like playing himself, right?
Not
Like he's
surprised.
walked by, he just hit him like, get those numbers right there. Like, you know, when someone like, I can't wait to be a douchebag rock star,
He's that
so
guy.
I can be a douchebag rock star.
He's right there, ready. This is my moment.
Craig, you guys breaking my heart. Russell Brand, you broke my heart, bro. But what's even worse, I can't feel bad because what you've taken away from these young girls and these women in their lives, their agency, their sense of self, you are a sick, twisted motherfucker, bro.
Not much else you can say about that. You know what else is pretty nasty?
No, we do a nasty hour. Hit me, Craig.
Nick Chubb's leg last week. Did
Nick
you see
Chubb's
that hit?
leg.
Did you see that?
Tell us about the leg, Craig.
So basically, man took a really dirty, well, not dirty hit. He took a really bad hit, and this guy, he's running like forwards. The guy tackles him from his left-hand side, let's call it, and the knee bends in a way that is really not intended
it went
to bend.
it went inside.
It went to the, he
Yeah.
basically had two knees on one side and zero
Do the
knees
stanky
on
leg.
the other.
Do the stanky leg.
Yeah, and
If you squat up. Do this.
and it could be a career-ending injury. This is the second time it's happened to him, and it is just so nasty. Like, oh, it's such a damn shame,
you
man.
guys are like you're walking off.
These
the
sports
fans,
injuries. Oh,
the fans are like
football.
walking off.
And then on top of that, you had flipping Deion Sanders primetime himself.
Yo, listen. Are you giving Coach Prime his flowers?
I think so.
Okay, I think it's deserving. Two guys I gotta give flowers to in sports right now is Stephen A. Smith and Coach Prime, because I feel they're, for me, they're starting to lead the pack culturally. I feel like a new era of sports is coming, Craig.
Okay. Yeah, I could get on board with that.
I feel like something's coming, something more snazzy. The talking head stuff was all right, but I feel we're going into a more nicer vibe. Like it's everything was a
They're
you know?
two different waves.
Yeah.
But, I mean, broadcaster beef was pretty funny to see from the beginning. Is like these dudes that have been on, like in Canada, you've got the equivalent of Hockey Night in Canada, which is Don Cherry and Ron McLean.
Yeah, we
At
can't
the
have
time,
too
it was Don
spicy,
Cherry,
too spicy,
you know
too
what I mean?
spicy.
And like they did not like each other to some degree, right? They held it down forever, bro. It was like a marriage for these guys. Now you have Stephen A. Smith and what's his called, Max Kellerman, right?
Yeah, Stephen.
Right?
Yeah.
So these guys split up, and all of a sudden, it's I couldn't stand that guy. This is why I left. I could da 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 da.
Stephen A. made it point blank was like, he didn't. It's like how me and you would probably hang out. We'll hang out like we no problems hanging out. We'll see each other outside of the. They didn't have a bromance. I
No.
think Stephen A. wanted a bromance.
Maybe.
I think Stephen A. might be in his feelings a bit because
And
Max,
now-
it was like stats god.
Oh,
he's
fuck, man.
He's debate god in regards to actual facts.
For sure.
He's the facts guy. So he'll
He
debate
gets a lot of
Lord.
shit wrong though.
Okay, go on. That's right. All right.
And Stephen A. Smith.
When
proves
I say
yelling
that-
fixes everything. If I talk over you like this, all of my facts outweigh your facts.
When I said that I mean where they just have so much raw data in their head.
Yeah.
They just keep shooting it out.
And they're
So
ready.
so they'll probably win 60%, 70% of their arguments because they'll outfact you.
Probably.
And dates, numbers, and like
All that matters.
right? But
Now,
Stephen A. wanted a best friend. Max
Yeah.
wasn't having it.
no, and now they're on a quest to find the ultimate rebound.
And the quest-
Now,
and
look
now
at me. I got.
It's a
Lil
rollout.
Wayne.
It's a rollout.
Look, you see who they come back with.
Listen, it was terrible.
Shannon
Skip
Sharp
Bayless.
coming with Steven.
I was fine with that. That goes back into what I was saying, where it's like on the black commentary sports side, like coaching and stuff like that. You're seeing a lot more resurgence of, because the energy is really nice right now. They still haven't signed that contract with Shannon, so I don't know.
Oh, they
if
didn't get it done?
No contract yet,
Oh,
right?
did
So
not
we're
know
still
that.
seeing what's going on, but they'll
thought it
figure
was
it out.
ready to go.
Skip's debut was a disaster because you can't put four Skip Bayless
Nah.
in the same
Oh,
room.
nobody gonna get to
No
talk.
one's gonna get a
the
talk,
fuck you
right?
gonna
And
get your
this
point
famous
across?
line,
Like-
"This is my show."
You know,
And
like-
it's almost that line's like a signature move now, right?
It seems that way.
Yeah, it's signature move. Skip Bayless in wrestling would have been cool.
It's been a brutal week in the NFL for injuries,
Mm.
right? Nick Chubb's leading the way. There's been I think over 10 or 15 injuries. You got
TJ.
a couple QBs on concussion protocols now. It is just like a nasty.
Because the energy's up, bro.
Everybody's ready to go.
People are saying that hit was like a marker hit, like he was like.
I mean, you
they
could
were
argue
like,
that.
They were like, "Yo, get him."
Yeah, you could
Right?
argue that. But at the same time, this is going to happen in football, right? It's like You take hits. You're a running back. You're going to get hit in the legs all the time. It's just where that hit was. Yeah, just all the bad
stanky
things happen
leg.
at once, right?
And then when you're watching the replay,
Oh, buddy.
tell him don't watch the replay.
Like, I can watch a lot of shit. I'm not squeamish at all. And, like, I wasn't towards this, but you feel for it when it gets hit. It's like, oh,
That's like Mac, because when he blew his knee out, he can't watch. And he loves ball, but he can't watch any, like, dudes
it's like
fucking
getting
their knees
kicked in the
out.
nuts. It's like it hits you a certain way. You know what I mean? You feel it.
Ladies, thank God you don't get kicked in the ovaries, man, because
Now-
you have no idea.
Coach Prime, at the end of the day, he is talking a lot more shit than he should. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, they got smoked yesterday. They got fucking smoked,
that smoked was expected.
right? It was.
That was
was,
expected
but that's
because
why
that team they played against was a top team.
Yeah, but your Colorado State rivalry, you're like bigging it up to this degree. You're talking shit against the other coach.
I think he's more of a
You're taking it away
What's the
from the
word?
players, first of all, right?
yeah.
Shadori's like his son being the QB gets all the limelight, right? And then
Shadori's
homie with the
Sasuke's
lacerated kidney off of the dirt. That was a dirty hit.
Yeah.
This is what you're causing, right? People are like salivating at the chance to face you, and like these men.
I want to wreck this team.
They don't want to fuck up the QB. Someone wants to sideline tackle Deion Sanders and just end his
they want
coaching
to tackle
career.
There.
His
they
coaching career with a
all
torn
the plays
ACL.
are towards his part of the sideline where you're hoping
Right?
the guy catch the ball, you could pile drive him into Dion.
Which I thought was pretty crazy at the end
Nah, I
of the day.
bet Dion will outmove them suckers. It was like,
But-
thought you got me. The after image.
They said that the recruitment is up. They said that the spotlight's on the NCAA more. They said that people are tuning in. I mean, there's so many positives.
paying
that come
for
with
the
it,
cachet.
So, yeah,
Because like he tell them, yo, they're paying for prime time,
right.
and he has to deliver.
Exactly.
So he has to deliver results and a like show.
That's why I get upset when you get slapped by Oregon, because it's like you're clearly not.
I think
up
you're okay,
there.
but then imagine the talk. Because all the videos I see of him is him like he loves coaching.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, you college coaches,
They're devoted.
you
as
guys
fuck.
love your like shit on the kids to make them better.
sure.
It's the
For sure,
weirdest
for sure.
dynamic, but
'Cause
I
they're
get it. It's like
they're
tough
young
love.
men. They're
It's
young
tough
men, and
love.
You're grooming them up. You're
Got
building
it.
them
I
up.
realize
That's
it's like you
positive
gotta break them a little bit. Pause.
a wild horse. But yeah, I think that when you're at this level, in the college level, you're not top tier. So it's like, maybe
So he
like
needs
dial
so
it back just a little bit.
what does he need to win right now?
I
Dial
think-
back what? The rhetoric, the mouth, the
It's like
charm,
a
charm.
a professionalism. I
Put
think
up numbers
that's
now.
what's
Let's shut up
lacking.
and play.
Yeah, I think that's what's lacking. Is just bare shit talk. Bare
He's great for
headlines.
one-liners and fucking
He is good,
and sound bites.
right? You hate to you got to watch it though. You're like, ooh.
It's spicy as hell.
But like at the end of the day, don't take away from the players. Don't take away from the association. Don't take away from the sport. Like allow these kids to play.
yeah,
Prove your worth on the field. Know your worth. Do not big yourselves up like you're gonna beat these high tier teams and all this shit, man.
yeah, it's crazy.
If you get a Cinderella season out of it, run with it after the fact. If
It'd be nice.
somehow you fucking won the national title,
yeah,
you'd
that's
be
what
like,
they
I
need.
knew all along.
That's what he needs,
But
right? Because there was a
game-
lot of drama with the last team he left.
right
But like his mom's
Now-
getting death threats and shit,
now.
bro.
Game one. Oh,
To get my
we the
mom
best.
death
Dude,
threats?
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
That is
right?
wild.
You can't be the best every season, every game of the season, even after you lose. Oh, it don't matter because we still the best. Nah. This is-
Guys, leave Mama Sanders, Mama Prime alone.
Mhm.
Because anybody will gladly fuck you up just for that rep.
for sure.
Just to be like, nah, we cool, we got him.
so.
Yeah. And I saw her. She's the sweetest lady, bro. He's like the sweetest
Right?
old black. It's like, you guys chill
Any
out.
like
She's
bad
wearing
blood in
she's
her
wearing a steak
bones,
crew neck. Leave her alone,
Any
bro.
bad blood in her
Oh
bones
my
comes from
God.
him hyping her up. Yeah, mom, get him, talk that shit.
Could you imagine
Yo,
if she's
Primetime,
like
tell you
worse?
talk that
She's
shit.
worse than him. She's like, prime time.
Right?
He got that from me.
Right?
Mama chill, mama chill.
Oh, it's that gaslighting. Maybe.
Oh my goodness, man! Thank you to the algorithmic gods, to all our fans, listeners. Now we say listeners, fans are different, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a
Fans
beautiful
are-
time
yeah.
out there, y'all. Make sure that you go check out some festivities for the fall.
Mhm,
There is a sick abandoned town that used to be a film set in Pickering, I believe, that they're turning into a haunted town for October.
I'm down.
That is pretty sick. So
I'm down to
hoping
get
check
lit.
that out.
And just drift around.
That's it.
I don't do fat clowns.
Okay, I
always
didn't
get
see any
trolled.
at least in their
Okay,
advertisements,
okay.
but they got
But
like
let me
the
know.
nuns.
Send me the link.
All right.
Send me the link and I'll put it out
That'd be
because
pretty dope.
It's funny, my buddies, as we're about to leave, my buddy's like, yo, let's do a soca Halloween party. I'm like, no. I'm doing Halloween with the white folks. No. I want to hear this stupid Jason theme as I'm running up the stairs. And ding, 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 ding,
Okay,
ding. Yeah, the piano,
Facts.
music playing while
I feel
I'm
like we
walking
do
up.
it better.
Yeah. I want the
take that.
cheesiness, and I just because I don't want to work because I think I would have to work if it that way is. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. From me to Craig, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace out.